Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to finally do this video with you. You guys told me kind of overwhelmingly that this is the video you wanted versus doing like a favorite products video. I can still do that too, but this is one that you guys wanted to see. So I'm really excited to test out all these drugstore products with you and let you know my thoughts on them. This is the look I did come up with. So there were some good ones in here that I definitely think you should go pick up and some that I would tell you to skip. So if you want to see which products I tested and how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so typically I start out these videos having my brows done and having my primer done and ready to go with my eye look. But I wanted to let you guys know that I am actually using a drugstore product for my brows. Typically I use my Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. However, I was pretty excited when I saw I have this entire bag of products from Target and I have the receipt so that I can tell you guys how much all of them cost. So I found this product by Maybelline. This is called Brow Precise Micro Pencil Micro Crayon, and I figured Precisely My Brow, Precise Brow, Brow Precise. So hopefully they're comparable because this was definitely cheaper. Brow enhancer, I'm assuming that's what that is $6.99 as opposed to this is $27, I think. It's like between $25 and $27. So certainly would love to see this one win over what I use. So I just wanted to tell you guys that that's what I'm gonna use real quick to do my brows. I'll be right back and let you know what I think. Okay, so I have my brows done. I want to show you the tip of it. Now I did obviously have to wear it down a little bit in order to use it, but it did come with a really flat top, really kind of like a carved out circular edge. I like the way it turned out. I think it's good for somebody who doesn't have to start from scratch like I do and have to like fully build a whole new eyebrow. Precisely My Brow Pencil has the sharpest tip that is so good at creating the hair-like strokes. Let me zoom you guys in. I have to fake what kind of look like hair strokes in the front because I just don't have that hair there anymore. Like I said, I'm working on it this year to try and build up better eyebrows again. But for now, I have to sort of fake them with my brow pencil, which is why having something that's got a really sharp tip like this always starts out with, and really, I mean, I think keeps. It's still, I mean, this has been used plenty of times. It is a newer one, but it's still been used plenty of times and it still is a really great sharp tip. But I didn't like how much I had to really tug with this to get it to apply well. I felt like it did affect the quality, and I feel like I typically like the way my brows look more when I use the Precisely My Brow Pencil. Is it a bad product? Not at all. I still think it's a good product. If you're someone that just wants to maybe create a little bit of extra color or fullness, this is a good product, especially for only $6.99, definitely. But am I gonna replace this with this? No, I won't. I'll definitely still be using the Precisely My Brow. Okay, I did use still my MAC paint pot in order to prime my lids, but to set my eyes, I typically will use my Urban Decay Velvetizing Powder. I got instead this Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Airbrush Pressed Powder, which is also going to replace what I would typically do with my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush. So I'm gonna use this instead, where I would have technically used this, and this does come in a couple of steps in my makeup routine. Face powder, $8.99, so certainly a lot cheaper than the $45 that this is. But I'm gonna use this to just set my lids with. Now this compact that it comes in is a hell of a lot bulkier than the one that the Charlotte Tilbury powder comes in. I know that it does say that it does include a brush in here also. It does have an SPF. It says it's a 16-hour airbrush finish. You've got the powder on top here, and then under it does come with a little buffing brush and a mirror, which is nice. So I'm not gonna use the brush they give you because this is not gonna be good for my lids. So I'll use this Lamora All Over Shader. This is a 111. Ooh, it does have a lot of product that comes off. But I'm just using this to set my primer and mattify the lid. It does seem to really kick up a lot of product, and I don't feel like I'm going into this too harshly. So really the test of this and how good this is will really be to see how well the eyeshadow lays on top of it. When I use concealer, it will be to see how well it sets it underneath and whether or not the concealer starts to crease. I'm not using my Shape Tape today, that's a shocker, but I did actually pick up a drugstore concealer. And so we'll see if this works well with it. I did try to mix the brands so that we could sort of see how well they work with other brands, because sometimes that's the best test, is whether or not it's gonna work. I mean, not typically everybody goes out and buys all Maybelline or all CoverGirl or any of that stuff. You really should make sure that the brand works well with others. So far, so good. Let's see how it blends with eyeshadows. So for that, I picked up, now I wasn't planning on getting a palette, but this was on sale for $7.50, okay? I mean, I got it on clearance at Target, and this is the NYX Dreamcatcher palette. I have used NYX shadows before. They are fantastic. I love the colors that come in this. I definitely see a lot of look potentials with it. It's got 5 matte shades, 5 shimmer shades, so I think you can definitely make some good looks out of this. Now for my brushes, I didn't get like a whole new slew of brushes, but the brushes I use are actually sometimes cheaper than drugstore brushes. I use a lot of Morphe brushes. The Lamora brushes I use sometimes too. You can get really good packs of those from Amazon that are a fantastic deal. So I'm gonna use number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is number 4, obviously, because it's the 4th one across. That did blend out well. I'm not seeing any patchiness or clumping up. Not really a lot of fallout either on my cheeks, so that's good. I don't too often do sparkly crease colors, and I don't like to let the sparkle sort of go everywhere. So I'm actually gonna get my Morphe M330. It's got that really good tapered tip. I'm going to go into this color here, which is number 8, and I'm just gonna keep this right in the crease. We're really gonna do kind of like just a generic smoky eye today. I really didn't think I picked up that much, but there is definitely a lot of product, so it is pigmented. Now, the shimmer sort of makes me sad because I feel like it's not overly shimmery. I don't know if you can see, it's got like, if the light hits it right, there is a little bit of shimmer that I can see. It's not like as much as you see in the pan. It's this color that I'm using. Now, I am seeing a little bit of skipping in the color. I don't know if you guys can tell, as it's like closer to the inside of my lid. It might just take a little bit of extra finesse to sort of blend it. Okay, and for a lid color, I'm kind of feeling like I just want to make this kind of simple now, not anything crazy on the lid. So I'm gonna go in with this very first one, this color number 1. So, this color didn't really give me anything. I was hoping it would have been a little bit more of a pink shade. Like, I mean, the real neutral shades, like this one, where is it? Oh, this one, and obviously that pure white right there. I would have hoped to have a little bit more of a pink look. This actually would probably be a great transition shade. It looks more like sort of a pink tone as opposed to what I usually would use as a transition shade. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, overall, this palette is really not doing it for me. I like the colors, but as far as the performance of it, not loving it. Okay, I didn't buy any eyeliner. I'm not usually a huge eyeliner user anyways. If you guys would like me to try out some drugstore liners and like maybe even a separate video or something, I could do that. I'm not sure I would be such a great reviewer of a drugstore eyeliner versus a high-end, because I really only have like 1 or 2 eyeliners as is. I tend to use my shadow to look like eyeliner anyways, so like I said, I'm not sure I would have been the best person to take their word on an eyeliner that's a drugstore brand. I'm gonna go ahead now and just start going right into my face. I picked up an e.l.f. primer. Now this is the hydrating face primer. You guys know I need hydration like all the time to the extreme. So this was the one that I wanted to use. Now this will kind of be going up against, like, you guys know I've used the Marc Jacobs Coconut Perfecting Base Primer. I've been using my Bobbi Brown lately. Those are crazy expensive. This is a $6 primer. I'm pushing for it. I would love to see this beat out my Marc Jacobs and Bobbi Brown. So I took about 3 pumps. That's kind of a lot. Now this feels right off the bat like a silicone primer, and those are meant mostly for kind of clogging up and erasing your pores. Not typically known for great hydration because it's more mattifying, so I'm a little confused. Now I will say also, this is feeling very slick and kind of oily and greasy. Maybe that is where they think the hydration comes in. I don't typically love the greasy feel unless it's going to set down and really dry here in a minute. I'm gonna give this just a few minutes to set in, and while I do that, I'm going to go and soak up my beauty sponge. I mean, my face looks less shiny, so I think that some of the greasiness has dried out, but I'll tell you, it's still really slick. Maybe I used too much, but like I said, hydrating, you don't typically think straight ass grease. Let's go ahead and test what it's looking like under my foundation. I've had a lot of people really excited about what foundation it is I was gonna choose to do this. So I got the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth formula. I would have loved to have used the Poreless, but mattifying just does not go with me. It just absolutely makes my skin look like crap. I'm using this in the shade 115, which is Ivory, which I'm hoping is the right shade. Porcelain was way too light, and I felt like the next step up was too dark. 115 better work. It just comes in a regular 1 fluid ounce bottle. I'm just gonna use this with my beauty sponge. I think I'm just gonna dump a little there on my beauty sponge right there. This has been dampened, and this is how I always do it. And this is a Real Technique sponge. So this actually is a pretty good value too. I probably only paid like $5 for this. Now I didn't get a lot on that, so definitely would say that I need more in order to get, there we go, like good coverage. Oh, and I should tell you how much this was. It smells like plastic, liquid makeup, I'm assuming that's what it was. $5.99, sweet. I feel like the color actually is pretty good. I hope it builds up because it's looking pretty smooth. Like I feel like the formula is good. Like I used the right formula for my skin for sure. I think the mattifying would have probably killed me, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's like full coverage right off the bat. This is a good comparison to Born This Way. Look at how smooth my nose looks. I don't feel like I have the crazy huge pores I typically do. I feel like it's definitely helped to fill them and make them less noticeable for the foundation. Okay, so the foundation has had some time to settle and dry, and I have to tell you, this is some good stuff, you guys. This is really, really good stuff. I am going to definitely continue to use this. Definitely just as good as my Born This Way foundation. It's a little bit thicker formula. I feel like this built up a little bit quicker than the Born This Way, and it covered up a lot of redness. It's a quarter of the price. What did I say this was? Like $5.99? This is fantastic. For anybody that would prefer the mattifying formula, I mean, I obviously can't review that, but as far as like the coverage of it, this is great. This is buildable, probably starts out medium, easily builds up to full coverage. I love it, you guys. This is great. I would definitely go and pick this up if you need a new cheap drugstore brand foundation. This is this one. You guys, I feel like I'm just so, you guys just know this is my stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and try out this Maybelline Master Conceal. I do have this in the color Fair. Duh. I hope it's lighter than my skin tone, but this was the absolute lightest they had. I was a little bit bummed by their shade range in this. Let's see how it goes. I mean, I certainly would love this to do well, but will it beat out Shape Tape? Probably not. Concealer, $7.99. That's an expensive concealer, especially since this only comes with a little less than half a fluid ounce. This stuff better go far. Ooh, it's really thick, I can tell already. This is really covering up some dark circles. That's not bad. The real test will be if it starts to crease and line under my eyes. It's looking really good. I'll say I'm a little bit surprised it didn't blend out more with how thick the formula was. It kind of laid and, like, it's laying nicely. It's not quite as, like, the product is thick. The color's not very thick, if that makes sense. So the pigmentation, I feel like, is a little bit deceiving for how thick the product is. But I'm gonna use this on the rest of my face here and blend it out and see how it works. And then let's do like an overall, let's do a look, see, and look and see how it looks. Now you can definitely see it's starting to crease, which was kind of what I expected. It still has great coverage, and this can be fixed a little bit once we put some setting powder on it, but I'm just going by the concealers that I know and love, like my Shape Tape. And I know that Shape Tape just doesn't do that. But for the price, I think it's a good concealer otherwise, but I'm interested in seeing how it will react and set a little bit better once we have some setting powder. So this is good, definitely good. Is it replacing my Shape Tape? Hell no. Nothing will replace my Shape Tape, ever. I'm gonna go back into that Physicians Formula one that we used because I typically would be using my Charlotte Tilbury, but let's do this. So I'm just sort of patting it and really pressing it into where it was starting to crease up a little. I don't know if it's lifting a little bit, but I feel like it definitely brought a little bit more redness back to my cheeks. So it might have just totally lifted up what that concealer did. I really don't know. I'm just gonna grab an all over face brush like my Morphe here and use this to set the rest of my face with this same Physicians Formula here powder. This is really the last time I'm gonna be using this powder. So head to head here. You know, as far as like the consistency of the powder, I really wanna test out kind of how creamy. This the Charlotte Tilbury powder is just such a nice feel. It's not clumpy. It really does make you feel like the skin is just airbrushed. This is a little bit more powdery. Really, for the price you're paying for the Charlotte Tilbury, it should feel better. I mean, I think that this works. I don't think that this is one it's like, don't waste your money. It's, you know, bad. I think I said before that it was $8.99. I think I was wrong. I think this is $12.79 because it comes with that brush. So that was a different face powder that I think I was looking at. So I don't know. I feel like this is still a good product. You get a lot of product with it. You get a good component. You get the brush with it. I don't think it's a bad buy, not at all. If you don't want to spend $45 on a Charlotte Tilbury powder, I get it. It just happened to be my Christmas present. And I didn't get anything to contour or bronzer. I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't find anything that like, I know that Physicians Formula I've heard has a fantastic butter bronzer, so go check that out. I mean, like I said, I've heard good things about all the Physicians Formula products. However, can't walk around without having a little bit more color and contour on my face, so I'm just gonna do that with my, with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. I'll be right back. Just put a little bit of that bronzer on, and I just made it a little bit more concentrated right there at my cheekbones, so it would look like I had contoured, but it didn't. So now for a highlighter, I did grab a NYX illuminating powder. This is in Ritualistic. It's a weird name for a highlighter. Anyways, it is the illuminating powder here, and let me get it out. Comes in something like this. You can see it's definitely got some pretty shimmer to it. Now this is something that I would be using in replacement of like my Anastasia Glow Kit, but that is quite a bit that I put on my hand. That's nice. It's not like a blinding glow. It doesn't have a lot of sparkle. It's more of like a sheen. Excuse you, I'm getting excited over my highlighter. Holy, you guys, that is so, whoa. Wow, you guys, that is just such a beautiful glow. Oh my gosh, I'm like loving that. It looks really, really like white. I really thought this would almost be like an iridescent highlighter, but this definitely still has like a champagne color to it. It's stunning. Excuse me while I just coat my entire body with this stuff. Yeah, I have a new highlighter. It blends. It's not like caking up. It's, oh my gosh. I use the Anastasia Glow Kit, the Sunkissed Glow Kit. Is this a mirror too? If this is a mirror, I might like die. That was $40. This is $5.99. $40, $5.99. Pick this up now. The color's ritualistic. Maybe it's because people start worshiping it and creating rituals when they use it. Boy, NYX redeemed themselves from that palette with this highlighter. Go get this, just please right now. Please go and get this. Okay, now I'm going to be using a lip color that I picked up from Maybelline and their Vivid Hot Lacquers. This color is 62, it's called Charmer. And it's another nude color because, come on, do you know me at all? It's a little more pink than I prefer, but the formula's light. It's not really sticky. It's light, it's definitely lightweight. It's pigmented, it's definitely more, it reminds me more of like a pigmented gloss than like a real lipstick color. It's really pretty. I like the color. I really thought it would be too pink for my taste, but actually I think it looks really nice. I like it. I could see layering this over a something that's a little bit more matte. I thought this was gonna be matte. I do really like it as like a potential gloss or a lip topper. It's dried down. I like it. I think I'm gonna see what other colors they may have in it. I didn't pick up, I realized I just didn't do a blush. I didn't pick up a blush from the drugstore because these BH colors, like I do have a large palette here, but even so, this whole palette, I think is like $10 or $15, okay? And you get not only, let's see, 4 different blush shades and this kind of, I wouldn't know if I'd call it a blush shade. You get all these blush shades, but you also get all these shadows. So I don't think this is a bad value. BH Cosmetics, you can buy stuff online. I think they're also at Kohl's. I'm gonna go ahead and just use one of these. This first color just tends to be my fave. They're really pigmented, so you don't have to use a lot, but I do like how they blend. I think they're a good product. All right, I also did not grab a drugstore mascara. I'm sorry. I feel like that was kind of a bonehead decision on my part. I don't use a lot of mascara on my top lashes anyways. It's really more my bottom lashes, and I've really never found a mascara that like screws up your bottom lashes. I always feel like the mascara is trying to highlight doing amazing things to your top lashes, and I'm gonna be using fake lashes anyways. So I really wanted to more highlight the fact that the fake lashes that I use, these ones from the Bold Face, which is typically where I go to get my fake lashes, these are not expensive. I think the most expensive pair is like $10, and obviously you reuse them a whole bunch. And you guys know I just did my video on how to apply fake lashes, which I'll attach here, also free to go check out if you haven't done that yet. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on the rest of my face, like my lashes and mascara, and I will be right back so we can do a review of everything I tried. Okay, you guys, so we have finished the look. Now let's go over everything that I used and kind of talk about my thoughts and whether I think it's one that you should go out and pick up. So first thing was the Brow Precise by Maybelline. Is it a good product? Totally, it's a good product. I am just someone that has a little bit more high maintenance needs with their brows. So I don't know if it's going to, like I said, I don't think it beat out my Precisely My Brow by Benefit, but it does definitely create a good brow shape. There was a little bit more tug than I like to really get it to apply and be the right color. So I do think this is a great product, definitely. If you just have a little bit more needs of a little bit fuller color, a little bit thicker looking lashes, I think this definitely could be a good product for you. Okay, the next product that I used to set my eyeshadow primer was the Physicians Formula micro powder, what do they call this? The Airbrush powder. This, I think, just honestly for the amount of product that you get, the fact that you get a really nice thick compact with the brush and mirror, I do think this is a good product. I don't know if it set my under eyes and the rest of my face as well as my Charlotte Tilbury powder did. It didn't feel quite as luxurious on my hands when I tested it or on my face. It doesn't have the exact same finish and feel, but I do think that it's a good setting powder if you just have like your face you're doing. I don't know. I do think that it set it well. It did mattify it. Again, is it going to be replacing my Charlotte Tilbury? Not this time. But I do think this is a good powder to pick up for 12 bucks. You guys, I had really high hopes because, like I said, I've used other NYX shadows and palettes that like I love and I use in tons of looks, but this one just, I mean, it looks great. I really like the way that the palette is laid out. The storyline of the colors is great, but man, they didn't blend well. They were really patchy. I'm still not, I mean, they're muddy looking. I don't know. I just definitely don't think I'm gonna be using this again. The only other thing I did with it was under my eyes, I just a little bit smudged some of the black. I mean, I guess that did its job. It wasn't amazing. I would have been more upset, I think, if I spent the full amount on this. I only bought it for $7.50. So, all right, I think for $7.50 it was worth the test, but I wouldn't rush out to get this one. Didn't love it. Next, we have the foundation that I used, this Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth formula. This is amazing. I really, really like this stuff. You know, it's had time now to mix and blend with other products that I've used, and this is great. I think this is wonderful for people that need a hydrating formula foundation. It definitely rivals my Born This Way. Good coverage, it's buildable, it didn't streak, it wasn't splotchy or anything. I think for $5.99, this is a great drugstore buy. If you want something that's mattifying, they have the mattifying formula as well, but that is not my jam. Oh, crap. Totally forgot about the hydrating face primer. Sorry about that. Okay, so the face primer. Like I said, it felt really, really greasy, and it really reminded me more of like a silicone type of formula as opposed to a hydrating formula. But I will say, I feel like my pores don't look as noticeable. I think my foundation laid well with it. I did at first start to see a little bit of line streaking like around my smile lines and my cheeks, but I don't see it now. I think I just needed to blend in the formula to the foundation a little bit better. So I think for, what did I spend on this? Like $6 or something? This is a great one. Don't need to use quite as much as I used. I know now it's probably just like a 2-pump face primer. So yeah, this definitely could be one that I'll use in the future. I'm glad I picked it up. Okay, on to the concealer. You guys, this one just had such competition. That's, I think, what probably is working against it more than anything. It did a good job. It concealed. I probably, honestly, for more of a full face look, I mean, I can still see it's a little dark under my eyes where I feel like the Shape Tape just, oh my God, it just absolutely kills. This stuff did crease up and line. I'm still seeing a little bit of lining and creasing under my eyes, even though I did use that Physicians Formula face powder under it. But yeah, you guys, it's just, it's okay. It's only okay. I would give it probably like between a 5 and 7 out of 10. It's not Shape Tape, sorry. After that, I used the NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic. Oh my God, you guys, this is just absolutely amazing. You know, I don't think that it really shows just how good it is until you like apply it, but like, oh my gosh, I just could like literally wear this all the time. Just like it is, look at how, oh my God, reflective it is. And it is just gorgeous. I am so happy that I found this because this is so much cheaper than buying a highlighter at a high end or another glow kit. I mean, the glow kits are great and I love mine, but thanks, Precious. She's excited about it too. I am gonna be using this over and over and over and over again. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more now while we speak because, yes. And now for the lip color that I used. This was great. I really like this lip color. I'm excited to try it in other colors. I really expected it to be more of like a high pigmented lipstick, which it isn't. It does have some pigment, but I like the formula and the texture of it. I think it's really nice and smooth. It's not sticky, it's lightweight. You don't feel like you're wearing tons of crap on your lips, but it does feel really nice. I like it. I think for, how much was it? $6.99. I think for $6.99 and how much product it gives you, it's got a nice applicator. I think it's definitely one you should pick up if you want a pretty nude pink color. This was Charmer. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. I'm sorry it took me so long to finally get it out to you and to film. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope that you guys got some good alternatives to check for if you are out there at the drugstore and just need some stuff in kind of a quick fix. I have a couple of products that have taken over my high-end stuff. Thank you so much again for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like me to do more stuff like this where I go out and test the drugstore products, maybe if you want like a one brand drugstore tutorial, let me know. Comment with that. I'd be happy to do it. Don't forget to subscribe also if you haven't done that. I'd love to have you a part of my subscriber family. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.